Oops.
All right, everyone. Great practice run.
Great stream.
Great practice.
Great practice run.
Great practice run.
crap.
Now we'll do the
Good
actual
practice run.
recording.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry.
All good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Great practice run.
Great stream.
Great practice.
Great practice run.
Great practice run.
crap.
Now we'll do the
Good
actual
practice run.
recording.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
That's working. Get off!
3, 2, 1.
Get off!
Action.
Get off!
Uh-oh.
I have to get a cat.
Snowy, what are you doing?
No.
Are cats always agents of chaos? I've never owned one.
Yes.
Not always. Sometimes they sleep.
and
I like to
in
believe.
their sleep, they dream of chaos.
Or cat.
Okay, we're having technical difficulties, you know, start of season issues and all. We're sorry about all of that. Good thing we figured out the issue now.
I don't know why, but I guess Santa decided Mystimon Saga got coal.
Womp womp.
Oh, then does that help that the target that we're up against is our main adversary?
So God is Santa?
No,
I wouldn't put it past him.
No, he's Krampus.
Okay, so
Nearly
Elle
made me
wants
spit
me
out my
to
brain.
fix something real quick.
I was about to say, lad, you almost made me spit out my drink.
Okay. That should work. Okay, I think we're ready. Are we ready?
Ready.
Well, we're ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I am now. After finally realizing, oh wait, I need to unmute the stream mix. And we're trying out a new setup, guys. So be patient with us.
So be kind and don't rewind on the stream.
So let's go through all that again. Aloha, welcome back. Actually, wait, I need to start recording.
Oh my god.
Okay. And I need
We
to
also
deal with the cat.
Mute
That's-
the cat out.
Just put her in your hoodie hood.
That doesn't work
Huh?
anymore.
What's
She's
your
too
hood?
big.
Oh no!
So, how has everyone's holiday season been?
It's been
Been
good.
relatively good.
It's been amazing. I got a Series X for the holidays, and I have been enjoying it a lot.
I had a Steam Deck.
Mostly just got Lego DVD figurines.
And Binary L, have your holidays been?
Pretty good. I got Govee lights that haven't disconnected, luckily. I got a toaster that
Thanks for
puts
the burn.
yeah, no problem. I followed up that burn. I burned my toast with a D&D logo now on it, with the D20 die. As I got a toaster that burns a D20 into them.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that's
And-
cool.
Then what else did I get? Oh yeah, and then Nugget got a cat litter box that like cleans itself, so he doesn't have to nag at me.
Nice.
That would be nice for Snowy.
Yeah,
doesn't nag
Mom
at me,
found
though.
one.
Actually, she
he
decides to play in the litter box while I'm trying to clean it.
Oh yeah, no. Anytime Nugget is slightly frustrated by anything, and he won't meow at me, he will go up and like just claws out, just swipe at my leg while I'm sitting. And that is how he tells me that he needs something.
Okay, so
Yeah.
L, I did go in and turned off the notifications in Discord. I hope that works.
Oh yeah, cool. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get going. And I'm going to now press record.
Take two.
Take two. I can't press record.
Oh no.
Look. I think at this point, maybe we should just not stream, and Seth just does a little like battle royale with Shadow and Bestial's or Shadow and Binary's new characters, and maybe also Twilight's new character. Because frankly, it really feels like this stream is cursed.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, let's just test out these. Let's just test out these characters.
It says
And save the
unspecified error
actual-
occurred while recording. Failed to open video codec.
It's
What?
cursed.
What is this about video codecs?
Is it No, it's not Friday the 13th.
The funny thing is, like, Carii,
It's not.
my
It's
new
Thursday the
character.
23rd.
Okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
stop. Technical difficulties. I'm going to stop streaming for a moment, and I'm going to try to fix this issue. Unfortunately, I don't think I can do the custom resolution.
That's totally fine.
Rogue, bye-bye.
The amount of
Yay.
health they have together.
I got it working.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I'm just like,
I just can't do custom resolutions.
Sag.
Okay. Aloha, welcome back to Mystimon Saga, a world like no other where people live alongside mystical creatures and where magic comes alive, under siege by forces beyond and within. This is Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play, where our investigators battle an evil cult and investigate the paranormal and high strangeness all over the world. And technical difficulties. I am your host, GM Seth. I think I am. Anyways, aka Seth R. Mitchell, and I am today once again joined by our players. Take it away,
I'm
El.
Elle, and I play Soma, the Alopeke Witch.
Hello, I'm Technical Difficulties, also known as Binary, and I play Bastille, the automaton who used to be summoner, is now a necromancer, and Coldremadia, the Gola Guardian.
Hello, I am Shadow, and I'm playing as Rat the Goblorian Rogue and a second mysterious runesmith.
Hello everyone, my name is Twilight, also known as the cat that won't leave Seth alone, and I'll be playing as Ada, the Galvoan Witch Warble.
Hello again. I'm Duffy. And I'm playing Willow, Wakan, Summoner.
For those wondering why they just said again, it's because we've recorded this once.
That was our practice round.
Yeah, rehearsals.
Yeah, we're real professionals here.
So, yeah, we have a new setup. Well, you know what happens with the new setup. Things break. So, And at the end of last season, we kind of had another technical difficulty kerfuffle where the player audio wasn't coming through. So, unfortunately, I had to private that episode because it would have been very one-sided. Because only my audio was coming through, and I'm also dealing with a cat who won't stop running around. And so, to start off, Elle and I together are going to be doing a complete recap of the previous season. And let's see here. We started off in... You had traveled to Kalrun to deal with a madman named Zolgoth, a serial killer who had apparently decided to start leaving bodies around again in Kalrun. And can't exactly remember where we started off on that one.
I do. We picked up immediately after the cliffhanger from the previous season with Bastille and several others having chased after Zolgoth towards the Magi Guard headquarters, while Soma and our new friend Andrevan, a swashbuckler new to the Hidden Archives, chased after Kauai and Ira, who had run into some kind of strange possession troubles back at the ranch. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Ira had run off, and Kauai was looking for her. And Bastille and the others, and I think it was Frederick, and I don't remember who else was there. It was certainly Bastille and Frederick. Were chasing after Zolgoth and encountered him outside of the Magi Guard headquarters, where Bastille questioned him about what he was looking for with the book that he had stolen from some central location previously. And he claimed that he didn't want anything with the book, but his masters did. They were coming. They were already here. And Bastille and Zolgoth said, "Darkness is coming, chaos is encroaching, and you are all going to die." And then something clicked, and Bastille was found hours later with Ryzen and Esther, awoken, slumped against the wall with no memory of how they got there, and Bastille's recorder was damaged. Back at the Hidden Archives, or back at the ranch, Ira, Kauai, Andrevan, and Soma had traced Ira to a cliffside, where she was trying to basically end her life because she believed that she was possessed and was going to hurt everybody. With a confrontation combining Kauai and Ira's mother, Luna, who appeared, Kauai and Ira got engaged, and Ira was coaxed down from the cliff. Jumping ahead, we looked into some of the things that Zolgoth had mentioned that Bastille and the others remembered, specifically the Black Aegis, which we learned had to do with the Artifact War. And the Black Aegis was one of the few of the ancient artifacts that had not been stolen and spread around after being locked up in the Magi Guard's vault. The next case that we found after losing track of Zolgoth was was the case of the Watcher, a creepy stalker following a family in Emerald Port that had been stalked for years by this entity, from their old house to their new house. So we tracked them there, where we followed up with them, and were attacked by a bunch of cultists. Meanwhile, Crystal and Skinny found a girl, Amiris, who was a scion, who was able to use painting to focus her psionic abilities, and had painted a bunch of paintings of things that she couldn't possibly have known. In the fight with the cult, with the Scions of the Void, who are led by Zolgoth, but Zolgoth wasn't there, Crystal's Magvor was killed.
Unfortunately, it was a very sad day, and Crystal, she kind of went nuts. Understandably, she was in total grief. And so was I at the end of the year.
Yeah. We had found some bones in the wall of the house, and a note that told us, or Crystal had sent us a note via Magvor, that the bones in the wall that we found belonged to Zolgoth's first victim. They were the bones of a young woman who we learned was named... we learned her name, Deirdre. There we go. Who we learned was named Deirdre. We spoke with her bones, and she said
the
that
name
Zolgoth...
of the name of the girl whose bones were on the wall was not Deirdre. It was
Kyrus. Sorry, Deirdre's bone. That was a different. Wasn't Deirdre? Deirdre is the ghost. Okay. Sorry. No, Daphne's the ghost. Who's Deirdre?
I have
Seth?
no idea. I have
Okay,
no idea.
well, I invented a character named Deirdre. Edit this out.
No, don't. Leave it in.
I will definitely edit. Yeah, I will definitely keep
Ghostar
it in.
is Daphne. Deirdre is somebody else. The bones we found in the wall were those of a Quatrican girl named Kyrus, who was Zolgoth's childhood friend, and had gifted him a skeleton, which was what had the Mystimon that had evolved into the Skulldoom that he attacked us with. Sorry, I'm skipping some things because I don't want to get into too much detail here. Skipping ahead from that, we did learn that Zolgoth was raised by a man named Henry Corbett, who killed Kyrus and stuffed her remains in the wall, and then brainwashed Zolgoth to believe that he had murdered her. The Skulldoom is Zolgoth's weakness, and we learned that probably the only way through to him is Kyrus. We met Dr. Lorena Gray, a tall woman with long black hair who has been having a really bad year. On many, many levels. And she is trying to figure out where her grandfather is, if he's still alive, and, what led to him disappearing, because he was doing research into void terrors and the Ancient Ones before he disappeared. She started experimenting with eldritch rituals on the ranch and eldritch runes, and it was when she was... the first time, all she did was make an explosion, which is where we met Rat, our cowboy Goblurin gunslinger, who arrived with his buddy Duty, after hearing about some strange occurrences in the Dark Vault Cavern. Rat discovered that there... What?
Oh, sorry.
What were you saying?
I was saying please don't mention the incident.
Oh, I'm not
it
gonna.
has
I
to
don't
be
think I
mentioned. It has to be
was
mentioned.
there.
There was an
Um,
incident on the ranch where Rat fired a gun at a rock. The bullet ricocheted and it hit his friend Ron in the arse.
So right
Sad
on target,
times.
honestly.
Nah.
My
Um,
shame.
Sorry, it had to be mentioned. Go on, Elle.
Lorena Gray, we found a strange portal into a hidden temple underwater that Lorena Gray had discovered earlier. Alien ruins found on the bottom of the Depthara Trench, covered in hieroglyphs that are the same as those on the dagger and this pyramid that we learned was buried somewhere on the ranch and contained the essence in some way of this monstrous entity known as Hydora, which was, accidentally released later. Around that
Or at least
time,
an aspect
Rat,
of it.
an aspect of it, Rat discovered that our good buddy Bastille is just chock-a-block, wall-to-wall, full of ghosts.
Like a
That's
clown
one
car
way to put
ghost
it.
in there. Ghost salesman came
And-
by, slapped the hood of Bastille, and said, "This baby can fit so many ghosts in him."
Go on, Elle.
We found some paintings from the auction house that would help triangulate the location of the Black Aegis. At this point, we had also met Cole. I'm gonna toss this over to you, Binary, for his full name.
Ultramanir Silver.
There we go. AKA Cole. And we
Oh, sorry, I
learned
forget
some
it cuts
things
off.
about the dragon.
Ultramanir Zerixivolones.
Oh, right.
It gets cut off in Path and the Foundry. My apologies.
Because it's just too long.
It is. You can blame Seth. He told me make a long name, and I said I bet.
I said make it complex. You'd say make it long.
They are one and the same.
Is that not the same thing?
More or
Okay.
less.
Go on, Elle.
Let me skip forward. We learned some things about the Dragon Lords, examining the portraits, and then were led into a strange chamber through. I don't actually remember how we get this. Oh, some underground ruins through to Ruby Port. Sorry, yeah. We found some underground ruins where Soma learned that she was meant to be the Guardian of Wind, but can't access those powers at this time. Zolgoth
Well, she can
appeared
to
and
a point.
attempted. Only the bad parts. Zolgoth appeared and tried to prevent us from getting to this map that was located at the center of these ruins. But we managed to outwit him to a certain extent, and Bastille was able to commit the map in the hologram to memory. Then it was time for the championship games. Ada and Soma have been, over time, strengthening the wards back at the ranch. This is very important to commit to canon. And in Emerald Port in Evergreen City, we met Sarah Aerinel. Is that her name? And Floor and her wife Floor. What's Floor's last name?
Do you mind
Floor
if I
Aurora.
interject for
Aurora.
just a
Yes,
moment?
please.
So when we had seen the map, we were on a rabid hunt for, like, this tablet. I forget all of the connotations of it, but Bastille did also find that tablet, in which they've managed to keep secret from Zolgoth thus far.
Yes. Excellent.
I
Thank you.
do feel like that's an important add-on because of what importance the tablet has.
Thank you. I
No
love it.
problem.
And Zolgoth was chasing after Soma, who used Deceiver's cloak to transform into Kairos, which he's been doing a lot just to try and get under his skin as much as possible.
Get me out of skin!
We in Evergreen City at the championship games, we have met Sarah Arian's cousin, Aerinel Arian, with whom she has very bad blood. And we also met a council, a person running for a council position, Lady Fiore, who then disappeared in a very unsettling way. And so at the championship games, we have been looking for Lady Fiore, tracking her down. Rat has managed to save the life of an anti-goblin politician who learned absolutely nothing from that experience.
Yes. Absolutely nothing.
We have met we've met a host of characters, including Rasha Bardine, who is a Sinelvan spy, and several other characters who have helped us investigate multiple cases, many of which were investigated by the Hidden Archives before, including a girl who was kidnapped and disappeared into the Primal Wood, whose brother has been trying to get people to go after her. I'm going to stop here and let other people, because this has brought us to about late last fall. And I actually want to toss it over to Rat, because I do feel to Shadow to narrate, because I do feel like there has been quite a lot of important plot developments centering around Rat.
Okay. So, during the Gobloran politician event, after like I think a day or so that happened, a lot of hate crimes on Goblorans happened, and a couple of Goblorans were found out to be out in the woods. So Rat took a couple of his buddies out there, try to save them, brought them back, and then turns out that Gobloran said something like, "The Yellow King, he's coming!"
The Yellow King is coming! The Yellow King is coming!
Thank you. Yeah, they were saying that, and Rat thought that it was a good idea to do a charming little lie in order to get them to calm down. He was like, I'm actually the commander of the Yellow King. Just calm down your bloodthirst, and we'll figure this out. And then as soon as he walks outside of the little hideout they're in, got jump scared by a little fellow in a yellow cloak. The yellow cloak fellow said something akin to, "Why do you call yourself the commander of the Yellow King?" And Rat, being the ever charming liar he is, he's like, "Well, that's because I am the commander of the Yellow King. I'm his right hand man. Yeah." And then the yellow
quote unquote idiot.
Yeah. It was a smart idea at the time, but then again, actions have consequences. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
All actions have consequences.
And then this yellow robed individual said, and then nodded, and then just left. Then Rat got marked Turns out that bark is of Hastor. And now Red is constantly seeing the Yellow King's apparition. He is not going crazy. He is a perfectly sane individual.
In his eyes, he is. So, when we last left our investigators, you, Soba had uncovered some pieces of Guoi's past, and that brought the party to investigating the Niven, a ship that was docked at Evergreen City that had actually been built with some of the remnants of the ship that Guoi was on when it capsized, when it sunk. And that led us to finding out all about Guoi's past. As it would turn out, Guoi was actually born on let me see if I can actually find it. Not that. Guoi was born on the 12th of Kilaron 2721. That's her birthday. And her mother's name was Anella, and her father's name was Hermie. And they had left on that fateful trip, that fateful voyage across the seas, when Guoi was 7 years old. And it would turn out that Guoi was, as a naive little girl at that age, she was manipulated by a man who made her think that he was her friend. And she started the fire that sunk that ship. Because she was manipulated by this psychopath who had turned out to be Zolgoth. And I have a cat that is literally climbing the walls. So, Elle, do you want to finish off this recap?
Yeah, we had also encountered Zolgoth, several of Zolgoth's projection clones that we were then able to track the traces of him back towards the primal woods, learning that Zolgoth's actual central body is probably basically exactly where the primal witch lives, in the primal wood. And at the same time, or, along with all of this, Crystal managed to bond with Flamdrone.
Flamdrone.
Flamdrone. Flamdrone. Sorry. And we managed to connect Kauai back with her ghostly mother. And then there was another murder.
Another
murder. And we launched the first season of the wildly successful police procedural Rasha Bardeen is on the Scene. Diana Reese, an old character from previous seasons, showed up because she needs Crystal's help. Aerinel's coach was murdered, and Aerinel is a suspect. But we don't really think that Zolgoth is a suspect because the coach was killed via blunt force trauma, like some kind of giant club. And Willow was able to identify that within the pool of blood, there was these tiny dried leaves that leave a yellow residue and are an Olympian poison oak nightshade, which can be brewed into a poisonous tree. And have a particularly potent cross-reaction with coffee that creates a lethal poisonous vapor. So we tracked down, we also found a note in Golan clutched in this guy's hand, and something about a Valum drone, which is a crystalline device invented at Everglade College. We found some coffee shops and found some tea that had been messed with, and found, let me see, I'm trying to see if any of the rest of this, talking to Floor, we did learn that the Valum drone is a device that can teleport consciousness into the Dreamlands, and with modifications, could teleport the body as well. And Shadow had this theory, which I am in full agreement with, I think, is that Zolgoth is using the Valum drone for something. But here is one, we've been spending all of this time chasing down shadow gates, thinking that that was what was used to yoink Lady Fiore into the Dreamlands, when here is another possibility. Especially considering that Zolgoth is a dreamwalker just like Kauai.
Yep. And that's where we pick up in this new season, season 12.
Yippee! Yeah! Woo!
Who can believe it? Season 12. So, we pick up. Now it is the next day after you've had a bit of a conversation with Floor about the Valendromes, who told you that they are a college invention. I'm not technically supposed to talk about it, but since we're friends, I'll tell you. And she just said, just don't tell anyone. I told you. She said that Valendromes are also known as dream crystals, and were invented as part of some experiments into the Dreamlands. They were trying to figure out if they could collect energy or Mystia from the Dreamlands. And that didn't quite work out the way they intended. Instead, it trapped a person's consciousness in the Dreamlands, and there was a huge controversy about it. The scientist who created the dream crystals was fired unceremoniously, and all of the dream crystals he had created were put into the archives and were supposed to have been destroyed. But maybe that wasn't exactly the case. Maybe one of them survived. And now it is the next day. You're trying to figure out, did one of the Valendromes actually survive? Or did more of them survive, perhaps? You're also trying to figure out who would have motive to murder Aerinel's coach. Everyone, take it away.
Just like gathered around the next morning. I think we're still staying at that same
The Wilted Tree.
inn
Yeah, the Wilted Tree.
outside, slightly outside of the city, and just like in the breakfast area at the beginning. I think like Soma, sitting with everybody, just kind of looks up and says, think the thing that bothers me the most is that it seems like overkill. The tea, from what you were saying, the tea was poisonous enough. They might have just had to wait, but somebody wanted him really, really dead.
Well, the way I see it, there's probably two outcomes. One, that's probably a way to get the real cause of death out, like mixed up. Or two, whoever killed that guy must have really hated him. And I mean, like, with a burning passion, because you just don't poison someone and then you whack their body. Now, that's personal.
Do we have access to the body?
Yes, I do.
Would we like to talk to the body?
What? That's
I
gonna look up.
From what I remember of seeing the body, did he have enough jaw left to talk?
No.
I'm gonna look up at Bastille and go, do you mean communicating with his spirit or with the body? Because there wasn't a lot of face left.
That would affect his ability to reply. Would we like to see his death?
That might actually help.
That could be helpful.
Shall I do it here or elsewhere?
Looking around at all of the other people eating breakfast, let's go upstairs.
Yeah, what elsewhere?
As have to just have him do it right now.
Yeah, let's just find a private little room. Let's do.
Go
Show
somewhere
some-
more private.
Do an autopsy tube.
What is this guy's name again?
Jim something?
Let me bring that up. Boop, boop. His name was... One second.
No problem, voice in my head.
Macfort.
Oh, you get those too?
His name was Macfort.
Wait, Magfort. Right, because I kept calling him Magvor. And Willow had already successfully determined that he died from blunt force trauma between 6:45 a.m. and 7 a.m. It was very specific.
Oh?
So we do know
What?
how he died, but if we can see him, if we can see who killed him, that's great.
Well, we won't see that. But I will still cast,
Yeah, that would be
wow,
too easy.
thing. While naming out the violent event of the murder of Magfort, the spell Ghostly Tragedy.
Ghostly Tragedy. What does that do? Let's see. This spell compels local spirits to reenact a violent event of the recent past that you're aware of and name as you cast the spell. Okay, so you'll have to go back to the scene of the crime in order to cast this.
It doesn't say you have to be at the location.
No, it doesn't.
60-foot emanation. Yes, it does.
Do we know?
60-foot emanation has to be at the
the-
crime scene.
Do we know where the crime scene
I
is?
think
Yes, you
that's
would-
just like how far out the ghost can go from beyond where you are, because you're taking the part of the victim.
It says local spirits in that 60-foot emanation.
Yeah. So, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
Go to the
it
crime
just
scene.
grabs some local spirits. It doesn't need specific spirits from that area. It's
Yeah,
just
it just
compelling
says-
Jim Bob
says
that
a-
died in the hotel next door.
yeah, a
you have
violent
to-
event of the recent past that you're aware of and name as you cast the spell. You don't have to be at the location where it occurred.
Yeah, apologies, but not to be a bit of a rules lawyer, you have to look at area 60-foot emanation. That area usually that means that's the spell's like direct like length and
Yeah,
not length, but the area.
yeah, it's the
Even
Yeah, so
emanation
like it
from
would be
Bastille.
60. Exactly. We would see everything that occurred within the final 9 minutes leading up to the death or injury of the victim and the minute after within a 60-foot emanation from Bastille. But see, it says spiritual forms of missing creatures necessary for the event manifest as needed, and missing items appear as shadowy outlines.
Which implies you don't need to be at the location.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it basically makes the scene, but
Yeah. Could be used as a bit of a
Is this a focus power?
definitive.
No, this is just a spell. Just a tragedy.
oh,
New spell,
It's
huh?
it's just a spell I saw on the spirit spell list, so I was like, oh, that's fun.
4th rank spell.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, so once the
And we
seed
do
ends,
know
you
that
take
Stella always
2d6
has a
void
little buddy.
damage. You take 2d6 void damage for each ghostly apparition that participated in the scene.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna kill one of my I'm gonna summon a thrall, and then I kill the thrall with one of my focus points for muscle barrier, and I have 60 temporary hit points.
well,
So I'll be fine.
Okay, so
Double
You-
check something.
you cast Ghostly Tragedy. You're reenacting the violent event of this the recent past that you were aware of. You're aware of Magfort's murder. You're aware that he was murdered by blunt force trauma by some kind of club or something, and you can't exactly see faces because that would be too easy. So they're like shadowy forms of the perpetrators and the persons involved in the crime. And one of the shadowy forms is actually a big, tall fellow, and kind of looks like he has big muscles. And he's carrying what looks like a club. And you see them arguing about something. And then the big muscular fellow raises the club and smashes him over the head as he was walking away. And he just continues smashing him. And that is when it ends.
unfortunate way to die.
Did it seem like he had any issue getting up to walk away? Considering we had previously thought he was poisoned?
No. He was completely and totally dead. After being
Wow.
smashed to
Well-
bits with that club.
No, I understand he was totally dead after the club. I'm talking about before the club. When he got up to walk, did he have, like, any
Can
stumble
anyone
to him
else
or anything
see
because we
that?
had thought he'd
Or-
been poisoned?
Can anyone else see
Yeah,
this? or
it
just
looks like
wondering?
he's kind of wobbly there for a minute, and he's kind of leaning on the dummy for support. And that's when this big muscular fellow walks in.
And were there any others present?
No, but you can tell from what you could see of this big muscular form, you can tell it's not Aerinel. Aerinel is much smaller than this.
Well, I will point out, because we were rules lawyering with you earlier, the spirits don't change form, so this doesn't help determine perpetrators by their looks. So for all we know, this muscular guy is just like a dead muscle man who died in this hotel.
He kept smashing his head. Wouldn't that mean they like knew each other? Because wouldn't keep like hitting it unless.
Yeah,
You
it
mean
seems like
it
they have
doesn't
some
sound
sort
like
of
a crime of passion?
disagreement.
It could be a crime of passion.
Yeah,
But
they
that's
were
up to you.
arguing. From what I understand.
Yes, they were arguing
Yeah.
before the guy smashed Backfort's head in.
Luckily,
So
there's
when
only
it
one spirit
started-
involved.
So when it started, the 9 minutes we were watching, they were just arguing, or was Magfort doing something and this person, the person who killed him, showed up?
The final 9 minutes leading up to the death or injury of the victim, and the minute after, yeah, they were just arguing throughout that whole 9 minutes.
So when it
Jeez.
started, the guy
This-
was already there.
Yeah, this was a
When it
heated
started,
combo.
when it started, the guy when it started, the Backfort was stumbling from the poison and everything, and then then this guy walked in about a couple of minutes later.
Okay. And when he walked in, could we tell what direction he was walking in from?
From what you could tell, he was walking in from the direction of the entrance to this arena.
Okay.
It really doesn't give much because from what I remember, during this, the championship game was going on, correct?
I mean, this was 6:45 a.m. or thereabouts.
Yeah, but don't they have to like get everything prepared, like stands, go out there, concessions and stuff like that?
Actually, a good point. How early do we know that the arena is active? That like people are at the arena?
Well, you know that Aerinel goes in and starts training really early in the morning, roughly around 5-6 a.m. in the morning. That's Aerinel. You couldn't really tell for anyone else.
Yeah. So it is a plausible theory that probably is not. It could be a warrior in the championship games, or it could be just a really eager fan.
Or a coworker, like it could be anybody, but probably somebody who knew Magfort personally.
Yeah, considering the gruesome nature of the murder.
Yes.
Watching all of this, I do have to wonder if the person who poisoned him was different than the person who killed him.
Yeah. Or maybe he was just an unfortunate victim of circumstances. Maybe he wasn't the original target.
You think they might have been going after perhaps Aerinel?
Could be. But then again, that was very hard to pinpoint and prove correctly, so it's just a red herring theory.
Yeah, if they were going after Aerinel, then that answers that opens the question of, okay, who did Aerinel piss off this time? Because that could be any number of people, because from what you know of Aerinel, she tends to rub people the wrong way.
Yeah. From the little interactions I've had character-wise with her, she's a little bit of a meanie head.
She's a bit edgy.
I will say that after watching this, and also at this point, kind of watching Bastille having taken, yes, admittedly, to the bonus, the temp HP. But just a lot of gruesome void damage from that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think since there's only one spirit, I just take 2d6 void damage.
yeah, there you go. Is Coulter here?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Cool. I think I kind of will turn to Coldra and say, I think you're right about this one too. It really doesn't seem like it has that much to do with anything else we've been looking into. This seems like a regular murder that we should just let the local authorities look into.
I'm sorry, but don't we get paid to solve stuff like this?
Not really like this. This just seems like some guy was angry and killed another guy. We look at weird shit.
Okay. I was under the impression this was like a detective agency that solves crimes. I didn't realize you guys were
No.
some sort of
Wow.
mystery gang.
Well, then
Yeah,
there's
that's
the
Why
the
we're called
question
the
of
Hidden
the
Archives.
there is the question of the poison, poison, and then there's the question of my cat clawing up the walls.
That I can't do anything about.
Then there's
You guys are getting
there's also the
paid.
question of the Valendrum. That's
a different.
why was all of that written on that paper
Oh,
in Macfort's
right.
hand?
That was in his hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Yeah.
seems to
I
be
think-
connected.
Mm,
I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be connected to his death. I do think this is connected to that coffee shop, and we should go back there. I think.
maybe
but-
it's connected to why they were arguing.
Possible.
I mean, it could be possible, but we shaked off as much as we could information-wise out of those folks. Seems like they weren't really willing to talk.
We did, but we haven't followed up on what we learned from them.
Well,
Mm. I'm just worried that we
People
pushed
who-
them.
people who don't want to talk usually are hiding something.
That is true, but we pushed a liar direct into a corner. They might lash out. He
Well,
says,
but what
looking
I'm
away.
saying is we know the name of the people who supply them, so let's go talk to them.
Fair point.
I'm not saying going back to Shapiro and Daisy, or actually, we should be looking for Daisy. That's who we should be looking for.
Daisy, the gobbler and the was supposed to be working there, but wasn't there for some reason.
Yeah,
Oh,
from Oakenvale Cafe, we have we know Daisy, who was supposed to work yesterday and wasn't in there, and we know Elviro, a caravan that goes through the Cinder Peaks and is their tea supplier.
So we have two routes to investigate, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
Should we do the good old split up action, or should we all gather our brains together?
As I think you know what happened last time we tried to split the party.
It went great.
I
Rat
would
ended up with a little buddy.
recommend splitting up.
Oh, you see that too? I mean, what?
No, I meant the last time. I'm pretty sure the last time we split up was when some of us went into the primal woods
Yeah.
and Rat got a little
Yeah,
ghost buddy.
that's what he was referring to. He was asking if
Oh,
you
I thought
see it
he-
too.
No, I thought he was asking about the guy in the cloak, the yellow
Mhm.
hallucination.
Yeah, that's his best buddy.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which,
Oh,
as you were watching that whole scene unfold, Rat, you kept seeing that cloaked figure hanging around. It kind of looked at you like he was part of the scene.
I'm gonna do this cheeky little thing. Let's see. Oh,
That's a fail.
No.
yeah, he's breaks out into cold sweat. He's just gonna, like, during the scene, he's like, you don't say that anything strange, right?
Uldra will slowly reach for his weapon. What do you see?
Nothing. Just just
Room for
something.
threats.
Mm.
No, I see nothing. Oh my goodness
I
gracious!
wouldn't trust.
That didn't turn out well.
I failed to- It's like, I failed to lad. I think your dice are just supposed to land on falls for this session.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was
hey.
part of that was one of the mods I installed.
They'll always give shadow for mod. I see.
The Shadow Fall Wat mod.
Yeah, I'm assuming that does not be your will DC, Kuldra.
Let's see. What is Kuldra's will DC? Kuldra's will DC is 30.
Yep.
So no.
Yeah, that definitely fails. I think that's a crit fail.
It's almost a crit fail.
Almost.
You will squint his eyes and slowly lower down, looming over him. What is it you are seeing?
You know, you're very, very intimidating when you want to be. You know that?
Answer the question.
You see, it's... Fine. Guess I'm not as good as a liar as I thought.
You are terrible at it.
You're not wrong. So, I'll just long story short, what I went out to save my kin, I said something that I shouldn't have said, and now I see a yellow cloak individual. I thought you guys would see them too, but turns out only I see them now, so I don't know what's going on with that.
You might want to get that checked out.
How much was relayed to us regarding the Yellow King stuff for reference?
What?
How much was relayed to us previously regarding the stuff with the Yellow King and the other goblins?
How much of that was relayed?
Thanks to Kuldra being a little bit of a twisting rat's arm a little bit, he will probably spill the entire everything.
Got it. Okay. So the thing that drove the others insane is in your mind.
Yeah. So far, I think I have it under control. I haven't
seeing them in the corner whenever you're not particularly looking is under control.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't put out my gun and shot anybody.
That is good.
What about the library?
Okay, that one time I didn't shoot a person. I just shot knowledge, but knowledge is useless.
Knowledge is not useless.
But you almost pulled your gun and shot someone.
You do make a good point there. But so far, I have it under control. Barely, but I have it under control.
Which is debatable.
That is debatable.
Is there something? Can I try? Is there something that I can do to just like identify what it is that is afflicting Rat?
Is
You
there any-
ask a rat to take off his
Um,
clothes. He actually has he actually has a mark of Hastor on his body. He would
I mean, I
mention
don't know that. Has
No,
he
like
mentioned
I
that?
said, yeah,
Does
he
he
mentioned
know?
everything. Yeah.
Uh,
Seth
he has
told me that
he is broken down during the by the
Yeah.
threatening gaze of Cultra.
yeah, all
Uh,
because of that fail.
Can you
No.
show us this mark?
Ah.
Didn't realize you were into me like that, but sure. He chuckles as he takes off his clothes and shows off the mark on his body.
Where is the mark?
Isn't
It's
it
on
on
his
their-
back.
Back.
Okay.
I think I want
Would
to
have
be
just
proud
lifted
of that.
the shirt. You didn't need to fully take it off.
I wear a shirt.
Yes.
I would be warned. This one's a tricky one.
Can we? Is there any sort of check we can make to see if we can know of or think of any ways to deal with the sword issue?
You could try making an occultism check. You could
Gladly.
try, or you could also do some research into it.
Well,
Try an occultism
Okay,
check while
so-
we're here.
So, I'm wondering.
Oh dear.
Oh
this help?
no! I highly do not recommend that. But hey, if you want to make a mistake, go ahead.
Hey, my other option was Web of Eyes, which would let me see what you see.
Oh,
I
And
don't
that
think you want to
sounds
see that
worse.
either.
no.
I don't want to see that.
no, hopefully.
So, Solba, when you do this, you see his aura as completely black, but also like writhing tentacles. So it's very creepy. It's very disturbing.
What do you see?
It's like his aura has been corrupted in some way. I'm seeing tentacles that are not dissimilar from those that I think Crystal and Ira and Kauai and some of the rest of us have seen in our dreams.
I would suggest
On the making an
look
occult.
into it more. Research.
On the making an occultism check, is that just flat occultism, or would this be like considered a recall knowledge?
This will be considered a recall knowledge.
Okay.
Is
You
this
could-
perhaps a recall knowledge related to a magical effect that twists minds?
No.
Would it help to take the -2 penalty for because I,
I mean,
can
it
take the
could be a
-2
magical effect, but it's.
I'm wondering if
so-
oddity identification comes into play.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
I
this
what,
was-
is
you know
odd.
what? Go ahead and go for it, El. go ahead and go for it.
and I was asking in regards to potentially diverse lore, in which I can take a -2 penalty for esoteric lore about any topic.
You can go ahead and try that.
Cool.
Man, I was hoping with deception would work.
Oh no. I look up and say,
do you want to spend a
It's
story point
Kronos.
on that?
I don't have any.
But can I?
'Cause I only
can
get
Willow
mythic
like this
points
assist
now.
them because they're, or would they have to do that first?
You could.
Normal.
I guess.
You do actually start with one story point each. Everyone does.
Willow.
But I don't have story points anymore, Seth.
Willow has.
Remember?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh. Willow has
That-
pretty good occultism.
You have to declare you're aiding before the roll starts, sadly.
We ruled that
Oh.
you still have story points.
Oh, did we? I thought mythic points replaced them.
No, we ruled that you
What?
keep story points. They're kind of merged together for you.
What?
So
I'll go ahead and
you want to re-roll that?
And yes, I will
Oh.
want to reroll.
Shit.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
38 with a critical success, 20 on the die. 35 from Soma. And 34 from Bastille, but Coldra is the star here with a 20 on the die. This was a very, very, very hard DC because these are like unknowable things. These are like unknowable things because you're dealing with eldritch beings here, right? You're dealing with Haster. And
it makes sense. Cola looked at Cthulhu and didn't go insane.
So so Coldra, where would Coldra have learned about these eldritch things? Where might he have heard about that?
I imagine the Gola got some weird books.
They probably do, yes.
And based on his history, he probably had access to a more limited supply of tomes.
So, what you know is that Rat is basically effed.
Oh.
He is cursed. He is cursed by Haster. And at the same time, you think he also has some latent abilities coming in.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Because he is apparently now Haster's champion.
Oh.
Whoa!
What?
Remember, Rat is now apparently Haster's champion. So, so what is Rat's calling?
All the mythic callings are essentially stuff that does. So I decided it would be funny to get Handler's Calling, which is all about training animals. So essentially get an army of Mystimon.
Oh.
Okay, so you have Handler's Calling. You have an instinctive urge to care for wild creatures. When you attempt a check to command a Mystimon, you can spend a mythic point, or story point in this case, to attempt the check at mythic proficiency. The first time each day that you critically succeed on a check to make an impression on a wild Mystimon or command a Mystimon who isn't your pet or companion, you regain a mythic point. Your edicts are care for dangerous Mystimon or beasts in need, respect the habitats of wild creatures. An anathema to initiate combat against a Mystimon or beast encountered in its natural environment. Kill a Mystimon or beast when sparing it is a viable option.
So, I hope you don't.
And Soma, what is your mythic calling?
I'll be happy about that.
Since Soma is the Guardian of Wind.
Mine is Caretaker's Calling, a deep-seated drive or divine directive to care for others.
How many are
My
there?
power might one day grow to allow me to heal an unimaginable wound.
Nice. So, as people might have heard, we have now rebuilt our characters for the remaster. And as part of that, a couple of people decided to change their class. Basil has been rebuilt now as a necromancer, one of the playtest classes. And Ada has rebuilt as a witch warper, one of the playtest classes from Starfinder 2nd edition, which we're now allowing into the game. But what about the runesmith?
The runesmith.
What about the runesmith? We will
Let's
see.
see.
We will
We will
see.
see.
So, after having a good long conversation about this case, what do you
I don't
decide to
think-
do? What do you
Well, I
all
think-
decide to do?
First, regarding the info at hand, Cole's just gonna like slowly lower his hand down onto Rat's very small shoulder.
I have unfortunate news for you. You will inevitably go insane, as you have
Well.
been chosen to be the champion of the Yellow King.
Congratulations.
Nah, no, that can't be true, right? That was just a lie, right?
I
That was just a
believe-
lie.
He admired your audacity.
No, that was just a lie. Hey, that's not true, right? Lies, they're never come true, right? He's
I
actively
assume with
freaking
that
out.
nat 20, I have no idea how one would reverse this.
You think it might be possible, but you have no idea how.
I assume best guess is get the Yellow King to want someone else more as their champion.
Maybe. That's your best guess.
The only thing I can think of is if we find somebody else to have more audacity than you.
Wait, but if we do that, that means another person. But no,
Correct.
this can't. No, this can't be. This can't be. He's actively like freaking out. I gotta.
I have something for this.
I gotta get out. I gotta get out of here. Anybody?
You see him in your vision. Running will not help.
No, I can. No, wait. It's not real, right? It's. He's actively freaking out. He's like pulling
So-
at an invisible shirt.
Can we just knock him out?
Soma
Slowly reaching for weapon.
Soma reaches out and just like grabs Rat's cheeks and just like holds his head really firmly and just stares at him and like breathes very slowly, like helping him regulate his breathing down. And then slowly just like begins to release the pressure as he hopefully starts to come out of the panic attack.
Well, they're doing that. Well, would this be would be like whispering to like Iggy to keep an eye on him, basically. Yeah, I want you. Like, I want you to watch. We don't know what he might do. I suggest we investigate one of these leads.
Yeah. Thanks for the help there, Selma. I appreciate it. Sorry about everyone here. Sorry about losing my cool there.
Hey, all right. This is absolutely something to lose your cool over. But we can.
Rat
Once we
and
wrap up here,
Soma
we can
both
go
can have a
figure
story
out-
point.
Aw.
We'll find a way to break your curse.
Perhaps if you die, it will
No.
remove it, and then I can revive you.
I mean, that's one option that we will keep on the back burner.
Yeah.
Yeah, though he's gonna stay silent about that.
Just know that if you try anything, I'm not afraid to use my club. Knock you out.
Listen, and I will definitely try my best to not harm an innocent or any one of you. And if I do, I will hurt myself instead.
What, they're not innocent?
I mean, they're relatively, figuratively, they're friends.
Killed people.
He thinks. Yeah, but they're his friends.
Who here
so
hasn't?
they're cool.
Who here hasn't killed someone?
No.
I don't think Willow has.
I don't think I have killed anyone. I've
Yet.
been in the wood the
I
whole
don't think Poldra has yet.
So-
Yeah.
At least in game time, he's been around. Like the only thing he's really fought was the Hydra god.
Aspect. Yeah,
The aspect.
So is everyone heading out? What are you
What were
going to
the-
head out to do?
What were the leads again?
The supply and going back to the tea shop to talk to Daisy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I believe we're gonna go find the one who was supposed to be working then.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she's probably not at the tea shop.
Right.
Yeah. So,
And being a gobbler, and there's also a possibility she's already fallen in with the Yellow King crew.
That,
Is it possible?
yeah, that was my theory. Sadly.
so you're heading out to do that, and as you're doing that, we're going to fade in over to the Wingnut Bluffs, where Koi and Ira are having coffee and scones, looking out over the horizon as Ira worries for Freslor, who had gone to Kalroon to pick up Luna and pick her up and bring her back, and still has not returned. They're making some small talk, though Koi is a little quiet and seemingly preoccupied with a lot on her mind. And suddenly, Koi falls unconscious as her body slumps over off the log and onto the ground. Koi! Iris screams. Sarah happens to pass by and runs up and checks on her. She's breathing. She's got a pulse, strong. She seems to have fallen into a coma or something, says Sarah, as she turns to Ira and says, "Go get the hidden archives." Ira doesn't need to be told twice, as she gets up and bolts towards the city. As she is running, she turns to Irus, who's laying wrapped around her neck. Can you fly up and go find them? Irus yawns as she flies up off of Ira's shoulder and floats up higher into the sky. She watches as Irus flies up. And then suddenly stops just as she's passing by some buildings, and she sees something out of the corner of her eye. She turns to the alleyway between some buildings and stops and watches for a moment. Then she sees it. A small feline creature standing upright. She says, that's no Naeko, she whispers as she sneaks behind some crates and watches the creature. The creature's head is ovular, and as she looks closer, she notices a wispy flame at the tip of the creature's tail. And she realizes what it is. Her eyes go wide. Wait, that can't be. She says to herself, I need to find the others. I have to know if that thing is what I think it is. And then sometime later, she does run into all of you. As you were, I think, heading to the tea shop, if I'm correct.
Yep.
She does find all of you, and when she finds all of you, she's out of breath. I need your help. she says breathlessly. She's taking deep breaths. Boy, she just collapsed. I think I saw something that shouldn't be here. And she describes what she saw. She describes this small feline creature standing upright with a big ovular head and a wispy flame on its tail. And everyone can make an occultism check.
I'm really good at these now. Yay, I'm no longer useless.
Once again, I'll ask if this is a recall knowledge check.
Yes, it is.
Cool. I don't think
Are
my
you
esoteric
kidding
lore
me?
is needed here, so I won't take the -2.
40 from Rat.
I get an 18 on this, but when it really needed it, yeah, of course.
37 from Bastille. 36 from Willow. 41 from Ada. 37 from Soma? Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. That was mine.
And 22 from Cauldra. Cauldra has absolutely no idea.
He's spent his knowledge for the day.
Let's put it this way, Cauldra, that was almost a critical failure.
Wow.
Yeah, he spent his knowledge for the day.
So Soma succeeds, Rat succeeds, Bastille succeeds, Willow succeeds, Ada succeeds, Cauldra has no clue.
Everyone's like, I know what that is. Coldra's like, I got no fucking clue.
Where I come from, our cats aren't on fire.
All of our cats are on fire. Which one are you referring to?
So, for Soma, Rat, Bastille, Willow, and Ada, you recognize this creature as a Zebon. And here's the strange part. It's a Dream Mystimon. It originates in the Dreamlands. It's supposed to only live in the Dreamlands.
Oh no.
And Ira, as you confirmed that to Ira, she says, that should be impossible, right? How could there possibly be a Dream Mystimon here in the waking world?
Well, someone was recently taken from here to the dream worlds. If the door, so to speak, was left open, that would be one way.
Or maybe I am a little crazy for saying this. What if the dream world and the real world are combined?
That is the much more cataclysmic variety, yes.
That even possible?
Cataclysmically.
Cataclysmically.
Yeah, what check is it to see if that's even possible?
To see if what's possible?
If the dream world and the real world would combine. That's even possible.
You can make...
Maybe
I'm
they're
going to
like-
call that an occultism check.
Maybe they're like
Because that's going into the dimensions and such.
realms or like blending or
27. You have no clue.
maybe there is like tear or in the
Yeah, like some kind of like
realm. I don't know.
So, do you return with Ira to the Wingnet Bluffs to check on Kwoi?
Yes. Right, everyone?
Where are we going?
No,
to
I think
the
we'll
tea
ignore
shop?
the GM's plot hook and go.
Yeah,
go get
yeah,
Are
no.
we going to the tea shop?
Okay, so you're
We
sending the
were,
crazy
we're
one
getting
out there.
distracted.
Sorry, everybody.
Alright, the crazy one's going then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all or some number
I
of us are going.
Yeah.
So
We shall go
Rat's
check on
going.
Koi.
Where are we going?
Are we splitting the party in?
Where are we going?
We're going to check on Koi.
Oh,
At
okay.
Wingnut Bluffs. In
That's
fact, let me go
right.
change this over
Yeah.
to the scene.
Let's go. No, let's go.
Wingnut Bluffs is over here on the
can-
eastern side.
Can Ira take us the direction via where she saw the Zebon?
Yeah. She takes you there, and she points to this spot here.
Can we go and poke around?
Sure. Can you make me perception checks?
Gotcha.
Going to move everyone over here.
Mediocre.
28 from Soma.
Oh.
Oh, oh my gosh.
28 from
Another
Willow,
five.
35 from Bastille, 22 from Rat. Rat doesn't see crap.
Accurate.
Holdra, 34. So,
I'm supposed to be good at perceiving things, but I'm not.
is anyone good with survival checks?
No.
I have a negative one.
To an
I have
extent.
a-
Try.
I mean, I'm trained. I have
I
like
have
a
a-
plus 16.
Bastille is a plus 12 and Coulter is a plus
I
15.
don't know if that's considered good, but
Ada, are you trained with survival?
Survival, no, but I do have untrained improvisation. So
If you give us a long rest, I can be expert at it.
Is Rat trained?
I got a negative one, so
No.
yeah.
So whoever can make survival checks, go ahead and make survival checks. As you can see there are some tracks. There are these really small feline-looking tracks in the sand.
Wow.
The dust.
nice.
And we've
you-
got
Really,
we got a
really,
critical
really
success from Willow. We got a critical success from Willow. 20
Let's
on the
go.
die.
Yeah.
24 from
Yeah,
Bastille,
that's
30 from Coldra. So, Willow, you believe that this creature went probably in this direction. You think it went further into the city towards the south.
Well, I believe that this creature tended towards the city southward.
Hey, Ducky, could you speak up a little bit louder?
Yes. I believe that the creature was headed south towards the city.
Should we check on Kawhi first or follow the creature?
Or some can follow the creature and others could go check on
Right.
Koi.
Well, I will follow the creature.
I guess Rat will, because this might follow his mythic calling.
Okay. Rat will follow. Willow will follow.
Stoma's gonna go check on Kawhi.
All right. Bastille, Ada.
Coulter's gonna go keep an eye on Rat.
Okay.
You're not my dad!
No, I am much worse for you.
But they like, how's the polygon split between the two at the moment?
Well, if it helps. Do I still have Ada's leash, Seth?
Yes.
Alright, Ada, you're going on a wacky adventure.
So,
All right. But still, are you going to check on Koi, or are you going to follow Rat?
No,
and everyone
Bastil's
else?
going to check on Koi.
Okay, Bastille is going to check on Koi.
Well, I've got one person in each place.
Okay. So, first, with everyone going to the Wingnut Bluffs, you get to the Wingnut Bluffs and you find Sarah tending to Koi, who is now laying flat out on the ground. And as you arrive, suddenly there is a bright flash of purple light as Koi's unconscious body levitates up in the air, and then a moment later, a shadowy and wispy creature appears before you as it crashes to the ground before Koi's body lands gently back to the ground. And you recognize the creature as Dark War, but it looks very badly injured. Everyone can make medicine checks or nature checks.
Can I do risky surgery? No, I'm kidding. Just so excited about my new.
I mean,
Hold on.
it's technically better healing output.
And at this time, I think would be a great time to introduce this elf, this Gelvarin, who comes up, walking up this road here towards Evergreen City, and he sees everything going on here, and he sees this Dark War. He sees Dark War suddenly appear here. Please take it away, Shadow.
You would see a Sage Galvoran on his back, a bastard sword. He has a artisan's toolkit hanging around his neck. He has dressed up in essentially wizard's robes, and he has a hat that has a little like monster face on it. And he looks very tired and very bored. So when he walks up here, he's like, huh. Well then, it seems like the things are finally starting to get interesting around here.
And this Gelvarin walks up to the group.
Who are you walking up to?
The group that went to the Wingnut Bluffs.
Oh,
Yeah, so Soma and Bastil, I think, are the only two.
Yeah. So Soma and Bastille, you see this Gelvarin walking up. What do you do?
Person approaching.
You talking to Soma or the Galvarin?
Soma.
Okay.
But certainly said it loud enough for the other to hear.
Excuse me, but I am a Galvarin specifically, not a person.
Are Galvarin not people?
Technicalities. I mean, we're all mortals here, aren't we? Just different shades of mortal.
Very well. Now classified as object.
You know what? That is a very astute. You would think for a bit. No, that is actually a good discussion. He would take out a little notebook and he writes that in. Discuss about the difference between mortals and objects, and then he would close his little notebook.
And Soma, what is your reaction? Soma, are you there?
Soma's dead.
Yes, I was on mute. Sorry. I think I'm just still trying to figure out if Dark Vor is even
Okay, Okay, so you're more focused on Dark War. Dark War is unconscious at this time. With your 23, Soma, you think that Dark War was in some kind of fight. So Soma is more focused on Dark War and more worried about Dark War than this Gelvarn that just walked up.
Yeah, I do think. Can I try to treat wounds?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Would that be a second medicine check?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any obvious wounds?
Yeah, plenty. You see a lot of gashes, a lot of scratches, a lot of claw marks.
Okay, claw marks. I'm not going to do risky surgery because Darkor is already unconscious. Okay.
What?
37. 37. So you treat wounds. Roll 2d8 plus 8, I think it is.
8 plus 8. Where are my d8? Here they are. 2d8 plus 8. All right, 15.
You heal Dark War for 15. A moment later, Kwoi finally wakes up and she says, "Snowy." And Ira rushes to her side and says, "Kwoi, I'm so glad you're okay." And she says, "I'm fine. Dark War needs help. He called to me. The nice lady." And Ira says, "Lady Fiore, where is she? Couldn't Dark War bring her with him?" Kwoi shakes her head. "He can't bring anyone or anything with him when he crosses into this world, and he needs a sleeping person to cross over into this world. Lady Fiore, she's gone. She was taken."
How could you... Ira said you just passed out. How could... Did Darkor cause that?
Yep.
How can Darkor cause that if you... without being in this world?
It's part of his powers.
That's unnerving.
He can only do it with dreamwalkers. I think that's the term he used. I don't want that. I don't know what that means.
Be nice if Darkor could just, knock Zilgoth out randomly. That would be fun.
That's insane.
A little while later, with Soma's help, Dark War awakens, though still very weak. "Lady Fiore, she was taken. Gone. Traitor," he says in his raspy voice. "The Lord of Dreams, the Lord of Nightmares, is up to something. I think he means to invade your world," he says weakly. "I was attacked by Xerxes and Chinas. They should not have been so easily able to hurt me. There was something else, something powerful, something ancient." And then he falls unconscious again. You could also cast heal spells.
Let me see if I have it right. Yes.
Just constantly waking Darkor up over and over. Like, hey, no, you don't get to fall asleep. Wake back up.
I can't.
Yeah.
Because he's very, very badly damaged from this battle. Soma casts Gaia's Blessing with 1 action, 2 action, 3 action. How many actions?
Just 1.
Okay.
Because I just need, literally right next to him. But I'm gonna upcast it to 6th rank. Why the hell
Okay.
not?
That should heal him for a lot. So that's going to heal him for how many d8s?
That's a great question. I haven't cast this spell in literally months.
Yep.
Um, it's 9d8.
That's
Yeah,
a lot of healing.
9d8.
1d8 plus 1d8 for each rank that you upcasted.
Sorry, why did I say 9? Because I was looking at the number 8. 68.
68.
I was looking at the number 8 and adding it to the number 1. Anyways.
23 healing to Dark War. And during this time, Shadow, does your new character say anything?
As getting the essentially cold shoulder, he's just gonna stand by, write in his little notebook. It seems.
Best-
Oh,
Still's
go ahead.
watching him. Vastil's like just letting Soma handle it and keeping an eye on the stranger. A shadow crawls out of Bastil. Another shadow crawls out of Bastil.
You will note that it seems that automatons have now gained shadow magic, and it seems that Dark War can move to have special abilities, and he will write all that down and closes his notebook as he just continues watching in silent.
Okay. So finally, Dark War awakens sometime later. Thank you, Miss. What do I call you?
I'm Soma. This is Bastille, and this person, gesturing to Aime.
The Galvarin.
Yes.
Introductions. Apologies. It is me, Aime Aetos. Pleasure to meet you. He tips his little wizard hat. In the face, when you see it, him tip his little wizard hat, the face goes from having like an angry, scary face to a smiling monster face.
Soma gives you a big smile because that's the best hat she's ever seen. Great hat.
So Dark War turns to you, Soma, and says, Dawn, they betrayed us. I left the lady with them, for I thought she would be safe with them. But I think they're working with Sorn. The Lord of Nightmares has always been a schemer, who was scheming for ways to get more dreamers in the Nightmare Realm. For the more dreamers in either the Dreamscape or the Nightmare Realm, the more power the Lord of Dreams and the Lord of Nightmares has, respectively. My job has always been to maintain the balance between the two, but that balance has now been destroyed. The Lord of Nightmares is up to something, but there's something else. The Nightmare Realm has changed.
I look at the other two. Wait, who did you say betrayed you?
Dawn, the Angel of Awakening. You could make a occultism check.
Can me also make this, or is
Sure.
he not?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Recall knowledge?
Yes.
Just making sure.
Holy crap! 41 from my knee. 36 from Soma. 36 from Bastille.
And those are the only 3 there.
You
What
know
about Ira?
you know of Dawn of the Angel of Awakening from stories. Dawn the Angel of Awakening is supposed to be a Dream Mystimon. He is, by all accounts, a Dream Mystimon. The idea to you that Dawn would be working with Sorn sounds outrageous. And as we're discussing all of that, we're going to fade in with Ada, Willow, and Rat, and Coldra. As you are tracking down where this Zebon ran off to. And you spend some time chasing this trail down this alley, down this alley, following this trail all the way south along the eastern wall until you reach the southern gate of the city. And as you reach the southern gate of the city, you realize that the trail is heading off towards the Primal Woods.
That seems to be headed towards the Primal Woods.
Considering that.
Mhm.
Considering that's... Hello?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rat.
I was gonna say, well, considering that's the location of our enemy, and the location of the Primal Witch, which is a Banshee, is night coming or is it daytime?
It is still the early morning. It is about
Okay.
9 a.m.
Okay, well, we still got sunlight, so we could go in there. We just have to keep our wits about us.
If
I
anything, that might just.
I could send Iggy up ahead to see if maybe they see anything. They'll alert us.
Yeah, like a scout of some sort.
Yeah.
You want to send Iggy up ahead into the Primal Wood?
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting.
Okay, so you're going to summon Iggy for the first time?
Yeah, summoning Iggy.
Summoning Iggy for the first time. Iggy is Willow's Psychon. And his Psychon is a small, very tiny lizard with purple scales and big eyes.
Yeah. It's okay there. It's okay.
So you
She
summon
is really
Iggy.
good at stealth.
You summon
So
Iggy and this little tiny Psychon.
So I am confident that she will stay hidden. Yes.
And Iggy seems a little afraid.
It's okay. It's okay, Iggy.
Well.
You're never truly in danger.
Hey.
Ike, you're never
So-
truly in danger.
Iggy
Can always.
heads
Can I
off.
summon bats to
Like,
go
I
with
Yes.
can,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Like-
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can.
Brad is gonna like summon Bat and he'd be like, hey Bat, Go with Iggy. Make sure he doesn't get into any trouble.
Okay. So a Wraithlin appears, and a Wraithlin is basically a wraith. Wraithlin appears and follows Iggy into the primal wood. And sometime later. What was that?
Oh,
I do not have a small thing to send.
Oh, Wraithlin is anything but small.
Yeah, Wraithlin's a medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's small to Ultra.
Iggy would be like a snack to them.
Okay. So you get the alert that Zebon is in the primal wood.
And they tell what they're doing. It's doing.
Iggy thinks that the Zebon is just looking around. Iggy thinks it's actually looking around for food.
Oh no.
Zebon's hungry.
Oh no, Iggy. And Bat! My son!
Your son is a wraith?
It's like how Rad Jr.'s my son, but he's a rat.
Rad, I think you need to talk to someone.
Rat's got more pressing issues he needs to talk to someone about.
Absolutely. Soma has some information for a nice psychiatrist. He was going to give this information to Koi, but
I mean, we don't even know if she's accepting new patients, so.
Is there any food that...
Oh, there's plenty of food to be found in the primal woods.
Iggy is going to go look for food.
Okay.
And try to, like, coax them, I guess, or see if it will eat it. Let's see.
It doesn't look like Iggy is very good with survival.
No, probably not. They're just occultism and stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Neither is Bat.
Dang, who would have thought?
So, Willow, if you want to find out if you can find any food, you need to go out into the primal wood.
Oh. Alright.
Iggy confirmed
It
house
seems
lizard.
it seems that the little...
Okay. We're going to fade in back with the others at the Wingnut Bluffs. Dark War got done telling you about what is going on with Dawn. That Dawn betrayed you, took Lady Fiore to Sorn, and Dark War got into this big fight with Xarxes and Chinas, and explained that Sorn is always scheming for ways to get more dreamers into the Nightmare Realm.
But how could that be? Dawn has always been Dawn has never been any kind of nightmare creature. This doesn't sound right. Are you sure this was betrayal and not more of the same creatures that attacked you?
I'm sure. I saw them take her.
Me will cut in and be like, huh. Well, he did say that he was a bit of a schemer. Maybe the entire time he was scheming, just like those disgusting goblins. Yeah.
Okay, that's uncalled for. That's very uncalled for. Rude,
But I am just
racist,
I am
and
just
extremely unnecessary and unrelated to the conversation at hand.
okay. But the idea of a schemer that will always lie is right there. You yourself has said it, right? Dawn has always been nice, but what if that was just a scheme, a so-called lie?
Such can be said about anyone. It
Can you
could
repeat
even
that?
be said about you.
That is true. In fact, my words could very be deceiving. For after all, we have just met about 5 minutes ago.
Yes, what are you doing here?
He would again take out his notebook. Let me see. He flips through it. I was here on. I actually have to go thing real quick. The hidden archives.
Mhm.
Apologies.
No problem.
Not accepted.
All right. Is the Everglade expert since 4. So you're originally from Harwood and you went to school at Everglade. Everglade to some devious experiments and the like. So is it reasonable to say that he's here on some Everglade businesses?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, then we'll use that cover for now. I come from the Everglade College. I'm here to do some business for them.
And so, but still, that definitely sparks a thought in your head because you were just discussing the Everglade College with Fleur just the other night.
Do you know anything about dreams? In
Yeah,
the plane of dreams?
I more dabbled in the Eldritch Unknown and runes, but I may have checked out the class. That's occultism, correct?
Yes.
All right, let's see if me was bored.
A
The nat
20
is
on
when
the
you don't
die.
double nigga.
A 20 on the die. You recall knowledge about the Dreamlands, right?
Yes.
You know anything and everything about the Dreamlands. You are very fluid on the Dreamlands. In fact, you believe that the Dreamlands may have something it may have some connection to the Great Old Ones or the Ancient Ones. Either or, they're called either or, the Great Old Ones or the Ancient Ones. If you want to recall knowledge about the Ancient Ones, that's a religion check.
I have this lore. I should have that lore, but I don't have it. Sag. All right, religion it is.
Do I need to add a new lore for you?
It's from the myth. It's from the dedication, Eldritch Researcher dedication.
Okay.
I thought
I'm going to add that.
Yeah, lore finder. Here we go.
Eldritch lore. Boom, and trained. And real quick, I am also going to give you the Mythos skill. You could be trained in that if you want.
Hey. Willow has
Yeah.
Lord Finder too.
Sure, why not? Thank you, Seth.
Yay.
Alright,
You
let me
know
roll
that
this.
fate sometimes conspires to keep a dangerous knowledge or items from the eyes of those most able to understand them. You deny fate the ability to conceal truths from you. You can cast Locate as an innate occult spell once per day. And when you reach 14th level, this spell will be heightened to 5th rank.
Eldritch Lore. Let's roll it. Oh, wait.
37.
You might be my new favorite.
37 on Eldritch Lore.
Nice.
So, you heard Dark War talk about these tentacles, and you're immediately like, that has got to be Cthulhu. Could Cthulhu be coming into the Nightmare Realm? Could Cthulhu be working with Soren, maybe? You're thinking of all kinds of scenarios that could deal with Cthulhu. Because you're thinking tentacles that can only mean Cthulhu.
When a rat was covered in tentacles. Wait a minute. Oh. That doesn't matter for this character, though. Anyway, he's gonna explain that. And it's just like, well, in my study of knowledge, they say that the dream world is actually where the great old ones or the ancient ones reside in. And according to what Dark War has told you, and regrettably me as well, you are very fortunate to have arrived here. Anyways, well, essentially, it seems that this Dream Dawn person, they might be corrupted by Cthulhu. Or maybe they were Cthulhu this entire time. We will not know.
I believe one of our companions has seen Cthulhu
Excuse me?
in the realm of dreams, yes.
And is this companion of yours still sane?
Yes.
He will take out his notebook and write, previous notes may have lied. Subjects may still retain sanity after meeting the ancient Great One. Finish his note.
1 second.
No.
I don't get a second.
Anyway, and then he will speak to someone. So, if you don't mind me asking a bit of a small talk, but you seem to hate my previous statement about Galvorans. Why is that?
I mean, this was very uncalled for and not necessarily true. I think I already stated why I disagreed with it and why I thought it was irrelevant to the conversation at hand.
That is a fair point. Fair point. I was just merely stating my opinions on the matter. I apologize.
All right, so Ira tells Darkwar of what she saw about the Zebon, and Darkwar is then silent for a moment as he seems to think this over. I can think of one way such a thing is possible. Have any of you heard any reports of or experienced shadow people? Anyone falling asleep and not awakening?
Those have been happening all over town.
Yes.
That is called going to college.
It happened to me, but I did awake.
I was afraid of that. Someone must have used the Black Aegis. And that immediately sends alarm bells in Basil's head and Soma's head. I mean,
Really?
make me
Here in this
an
location?
occultism check.
Got you.
What was that, Soma?
Really? Here? In the city?
I couldn't tell you if it was in the city.
You know what? I'm re-rolling that.
Spending a story point.
Using the starting point. Yeah.
This doesn't have anything.
Yeah, screw
44.
that.
44 from Bastille, 27 from Aimee. In fact, really, Bastille, you didn't need to roll an occultism check. I was telling that to Aimee because you know all about the Black Ages. You've been investigating the Black Ages.
Oh, I thought, well, you had said, well, we can make an occultism check, so I thought that was in relation to that.
Bastille has been investigating the Black Ages along with Soma, and that's why that's sending alarm bells in her head. Because you know Zolgoth has been searching for the Black Ages.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was for more information or otherwise.
Aimee has no idea what that thing is, I'm
Aimee,
guessing.
Aimee, you have no idea what it is. Soma, you could...
Ages. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna, the Black Ages. Never heard of that. He would have his notebook out, ready to jot things down. It seems like that you two are familiar with that? Or am I perhaps prying too much into your own personal business?
No, that is correct. It is an ancient artifact that it's come up several times in investigations. We have been looking into.
Wait.
Bastille?
Yes.
I cast Dispel Magic on Aimee.
So,
It doesn't
Probably
work.
nothing happens.
It
but
doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
oh no, wait, hold on. Something does happen when you cast this spell of magic. His hat, the smiley face disappears.
Oh no!
Apologies. I had to confirm you were not, in fact, Zolgoth.
Carry
Carry on, Soma.
I now need to reapply that rune. Thank you very much.
So Aimee and Bastille can have a story point each.
He has magical crafting thanks to being a runesmith.
Yep.
You gotta make sure they're not secretly Zolgoth.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Very fair. So, Dark Horse says, the Black Ages is an artifact from the last war between the Dreamscape and Nightmare Realm. Between the Lords of Dreams and Nightmares. I can think of one way, and only one way, Mystimon from the Dreamlands could be showing up in your world. Theoretically, if the Black Aegis were to be used in conjunction with your Shadow Gates. But one would have had to have collected a lot of souls for that to work. The Black
Why
Aegis
souls?
functions using Black Mystia.
Aimee glances towards Bastille, with that Edgeworth stare from that one parody video.
And
Why are you staring at me?
The Black Mystia is usually associated with the undead and living, and he points to your shadows. It's quite obvious that if a knowing fella looks at you, it spells out by itself.
And Soma, you notice that Sarah is suddenly taken aback. And Sarah says, I think I know someone who can help. And she starts to leave. Any of you can accompany me if you wish, but this is a long overdue conversation about what my cousin has been hiding. I was really hoping it wouldn't come to this. My father He's in town too. Just showed up at the wilted tree along with my mother. God's damn Areion family reunion.
Ooh, I love family drama. I always get into some whenever I go back home.
Yeah, probably best to avoid it.
I have
That
not
is
been a
why
part of family drama. This will be a new experience.
I will. Oh, it is extremely enlightening and extremely depressing. I genuinely hope you never experience that. In fact, that is why I. Never mind. I was going to explain too much.
It would
Anyways.
be difficult too.
Anyways, is it too much of an ask to see if I can accompany you?
Sure. Go ahead. Soma, you coming along, but still?
Yep.
No, I have some more questions for Darkor.
Sure. But still?
I think Bastil will stay with Soma. He don't know this stranger.
Okay, so Amy is going to go along with Sarah. And Soma and Basil are sticking around to ask more questions of Darkor. And we're going to fade over to the other lot of you. Ada, Ducky, and Rat. You all are tracking down this feline creature called Zebon, who has run off into the primal woods. You are trying to maybe coax Zebon out and capture it, maybe. I don't know. That is all up to you. What are you doing?
Go.
Can I?
Could I know I was thinking maybe if use this, I guess. I know could make like a noise, like sound.
A ghost sound.
To try to a sound or something to try to like
Right.
get it to come out of the woods.
Right. You're casting ghost sound, a cantrip. You create an auditory illusion of simple sounds that has a maximum volume of equal to 4 normal humans shouting. So what kind of auditory illusion are you creating here? What simple sounds are you creating here?
Something probably like not too loud, but maybe just trying to get its interest that'll make it like come that way closer to the where Willow is, I guess, because and then Iggy will like go back that way.
Alrighty. Ada, what are you doing?
Okay, and mainly Ada doesn't really have a whole lot of spells or the like that would be useful for this. So, if anything, I feel like she would more than likely be kind of off to the side, trying to kind of like hide a bit, so that when the thing does come around, they aren't immediately spotted.
And Rat, what are you doing?
Can I use... So, I have 2 questions. First off, can I use a type of check to see the characteristics or like stuff of Zebon? Like, are they skittish? Or what do they eat and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can make an occultism check. And Ada, did you say you were making a stealth check?
Yeah, or at least Ada is attempting to hide so that when
Go
the thing
ahead and make
comes
that
around-
stealth check, please.
That's a hero point. I mean, story point.
Story point. Ada.
Where are you trying to like stealth to?
So Ada is trying to hide behind a rock and is really failing. Everyone can see her.
Oh.
Everyone can see her.
It's like, I mean, Ada
Everyone
is
can see her.
rather tall, so it would be kind of tall too.
Because
That's
it
good.
turns out that you are like you were like 1.5 times larger than the Rock.
If you need any
Yeah.
stealth lessons, I can give you some.
Rhett's
Are there
gonna
any?
pretend to be nice. He's like, huh, man, I better see a, where did Ida go? Disappeared. He's looking around.
Rat, make a perception check.
It would seem that the Yellow King is affecting your sight. She's right there.
I don't see her. What do you mean? I'm gonna actively take off my proficiency if that's okay with you.
Sure.
So
I
that's a
think this
negative
might be
1.
for something else. I think
Yeah,
you
sure.
maybe
Sure,
would
why
have
not?
wanted to keep it.
Oh my god.
Sure, why not?
That is a critical
9.
failure.
Well,
Yeah,
9.
this is
Listen, I done an
this is
occultism
not
check.
to see I don't think.
Rat, you seem to think for some strange reason that Ida is hiding behind the Wilted Tree Tavern.
Yeah, actually, I think she might have gone back home to the Wilted Tea Tavern and probably relax after I dragged her sorry butt out here to the woods. You would give a knowing wink to Cauldra.
So
Is
seems like
there
that's not the option.
is there a tree that looks large enough to hold Cauldra?
Make me a perception check. With your proficiency, if you please.
Yeah, I have no intentions to forgo my proficiency, thank you.
33. 33. You find a very, very large tree at the
Cool.
edge of the forest here.
He's gonna run and leap up it and climb it to like keep an eye out on things from a distance.
Make
while
an
also
athletics
not
check.
Yeah, well, gladly. And not be in sightline of the creature as it comes as a hulking monstrosity.
Tonk, tonk, tonk. I am here as a friend. No need to be scared. Tonk, tonk. Nice. Oh my
41.
goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
scramble up that tree with ease, like almost like a monkey.
I cannot stress this enough. He truly just leaps it. Between quick jump, the boots of bounding, and
Oh,
his
gods.
ability acrobatic performer.
And he's a master. He's a master in athletics.
Correct.
Yeah, Rhett's just
my
gonna say
God.
this to like either Willow or not Ida. He's just gonna be like, you know, I never realized how terrifying acrobatic and athletic Cauldra is. That is a terrifying being. I'm glad he's on our side.
It's like those shows where you see the like quick guy like say they're gonna go check up there and like a shadow just disappears and they're suddenly there, except it's a giant.
Yeah.
Like, I was just thinking of that one play SpongeBob bit with the freaking superhero. Do you want to see me went to that mountain and back? Then we just nothing changes.
All right.
Do you want to see me do it again?
So,
By the way, Seth, my occultism check.
What?
do I know about the my occultism check characteristics of Zaban? And they're like,
you think Saban it might be a little skittish?
okay. Okay.
So what is Rat going to try to do a proper stealth check? You are a rogue. I would expect
yes.
you to sneak.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna properly sneak.
Well, let's just
A
looking
proper
around.
sneak. He's going to show how it's done, or maybe not.
It's like, welcome to the world of
The dice
werewolves.
says no. The dice say no. They say
You-
no.
Well, let's-
You could roll. You could story point that.
I could, but I want to save it for my for a nature check.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it's towards the end of the session, so
Fair
use it or
enough.
lose it. Use it or lose it.
Fair
I
enough.
was just looking around, wondering why everyone.
Oh, it was almost a 20 on the die. 27. A little better.
So sad.
A little
Well,
better.
just looking around, like everyone's just suddenly started hiding.
A little better. So,
Sad.
so is Willow hiding?
No, Willow's just standing there.
Okay.
They are very skittish.
If anything,
Okay,
Brad would
I-
share
Willow's
that
standing there.
knowledge.
Rat, I don't think you re-rolled that with a story point, so you would actually have a +10 to that for 37.
Willow will sit down.
I
They're
thought I did.
Be not as scary.
He did.
Oh, why
Well,
isn't it doing the low re-roll?
I
Well,
believe that's because that only triggers when it's below the original result.
Willow sits
Ah.
down on the ground.
I thought that was if you rolled 10 or like a 10 or below. Okay.
Be like, I don't know why, y'all. I don't know why you guys are hiding, but I'm just going to sit right here.
Have you seen me? It will not want to approach.
And these things are pretty skittish by nature. If it sees any of us in my bucket, we can't let that thing run away.
And I was about to say, like, just out of character, I was tempted to just attempt to try and do another stealth check just to see if Ada could somehow scavenge this.
Okay, so you could if you want story point it.
Yeah, it's literally starting up over this like release story like that. Okay, that's a lot more.
Much better. You suddenly realize, wait, I am much larger than this rock, and you go and find something a little more suitable, and you hide behind this tree at the edge of the forest.
Yeah, because I know that I believe mentioning what the Ada's height was at some point in the past.
Okay, so you're hiding. The ghost sounds are going, trying to lure this creature out of hiding.
Yep.
You see this creature come out into this kind of narrow pathway at the edge of the forest. And it's looking around. And it sees Willow. And to be continued.
Oh, goodness gracious, you scared me.
To be continued next time on Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives. If you enjoyed today's show, how about you do us a favor and drop us a like and a comment and maybe consider subscribing. We would also love for you to join our community of both Pathfinder 2e lovers and Mystimon Saga fans on our Discord. Catch our next episode live next week for the second part of the season 12 premiere.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
And we will see you next week.
Hasta la pasta.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so that was a me. Did everyone enjoy him?
He is.
I did
Enjoy
not
I
it.
love
know
They're an
the
object.
sound.
I love
did
the
not
creepy.
but he sounds interesting.
That was a
I
lot
like
of
the
answers
French
at once.
accent. I love that what you did there.
Hey, listen, you told me the lore. I was like, all right, I got you. I will
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
See, I merely corrected you. I said enjoyed it. They're an object now.
Yeah. That is actually going to be their next, like, their third degree. Because apparently with that 20, they probably have a degree in the dream studies now, I guess.
Yeah.
Right,
everybody.
Have
a great night.
Good night,
Have a nice
Elle.
night. Have a nice night, Elle.
Good night.
Good night.
Wait, Twilight, I have a question. You said the amount of times Ida would punch IV. So funny.
It's only in double fucking digits because remember she is also a Galvan.
Yeah, is she wood or city?
I believe she's actually half Fae.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
she
interesting.
is a Sage Gelvarn. She's a Sage Gelvarn.
Well, the same as me.
So she is a city.
That is interesting. That is
I
gonna
was
be.
about to say, just
Adelaide
one of us
is,
hits the
is-
other, it just he just
is
you know, Call
Adelaide
of Duty
French?
fade out. I'm just-
It sounds French.
I mean, I've
like,
also looked into French names as well.
That sounds French.
Jeez, I was about to say, like, this one of us hits the other, and it's just to play fade out from Call of Duty with friendly fire will not be tolerated.
I mean, in my opinion, I
Willow
mean,
is Willow is hoping that if it sees like the other like Mystimon is there and not scared, that maybe it won't be scared also.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Duck. Willow might get hurt.
What? Why?
Willow might get hurt.
Why?
That from what Seth has told us, the Dream World is the old home of the Ancient Ones, and the Ancient Ones are really bad, and you know, there could be some remnants of their power. So just saying.
The
Um,
little like animal, wispy animal.
Yeah, the Zaban.
Well, I mean, Cthulhu
That's
does
just my
tend
theory.
to screw around with dreams and nightmares.
Yeah. I mean, that's just my crackpot theory. So, Willow might get
also,
got.
Okay, Willow will. It's okay, Willow will deal with that.
Ada, you say you were going off or what?
Okay.
What did you say, Ada?
like, I was also just saying, like, I managed to find out what I had, like, Ada's height listed as, and it was, like, 8'4". Because of how big and tall.
Yeah, we've established that you're
Yeah.
extremely tall.
Hey, you're as
Yeah.
tall as Willow. Willow's just a really a short Wakan. Willow is
Yeah.
8 feet,
Yeah,
which
Willow
is short
can.
compared to like the other Wakan.
Yeah,